Hey guys, welcome to Lovely J Podcast. It's Coco. And guess what? I'm finna cook and chat to all my big leg sisters. And not just big leg sisters, but I'm talking about those of you who have these growths in the back of your legs. Let's talk about these growths because I first discovered I had these growths in 2020, but I thought it was just fat. I ain't gonna lie. I thought it was just fat. If y'all hear noise in the background, you already know it's how I'm cooling. It's my heating and cooling system. I'm trying to cool down, and it's hot, and that thing is so loud. I don't know why. I don't. Okay, so let's get down into it. I did say I was cooking the chat, right? So what I'm cooking today is I'm gonna do a hard style, crunchy Italian ground turkey taco. Y'all know y'all can buy that turkey meat. It's on sale at Walmart in Bisco, North Carolina for $1.98. It was running like $2.98. So to get it for $1 off, y'all know I got about 4 of them. Cause I'm gonna be eating a lot of this with my new weight loss journey. I got to do it, y'all. I know. I thought I wasn't. To be honest, the weight loss journey, we're going to talk about that at another podcast. But today I want to talk about this. It's so easy to get distracted. But it all works together because my big legs, pain, arthritis, osteoporosis, or whatever you call it, osteoarthritis. It all works together, and weight gain contributes to the pain. And that's what I recently started experiencing, was a lot of pain in my legs. And I stopped walking. Well, first I went through some mental things. And then I stopped walking because I was so sore. My legs were so sore, I just stopped. I was like, I can't. And I really couldn't. I tried. Y'all know I have walked that park thing. I walked the tennis court for like 3 years. And one day it just got where I couldn't even walk it. And so I'm trying to go back to doing that, back to walking it. But now I know why I stopped walking it. Because my legs was in pain. Tender to touch. And I'm running around here, with a swollen knee. My knees were hurting. And then recently what made me pay real attention to what was going on with me, when my knees started popping. Sisters, y'all 40 and over, y'all got popping knees. Some of the young people got popping knees. But my knees started popping so bad. Oh. If I move it, it popped. And then what else got to me was one day I had my recliner up, my little lift chair. I had my legs up on it. And my little grandbaby walked by and just smallly bumped my foot. Barely moved it. I could tell she bumped me, but, it was a barely bump. And that thing hurt so bad. After she did that, I was like in tears. It hurt so bad. That's when I knew. I said, something is wrong. Coco, you gotta see about yourself. Something's going wrong. And I didn't see about myself. Y'all give me just a second. I need to pray over something right quick before I use it. And I'm not going to pray out loud, so just give me a second. Maybe you have something that you need to pray about, and you can pray in your head, your mind, your heart as I'm praying, or out loud. But right now I need to pray this in my heart. Okay, I'm back. I had to pray. It just, sometimes, y'all, we just have to stop what we doing. Don't matter what we doing, but we just have to stop and pray. I'm not super religious or anything like that, but that was just my moment. That was my moment, and I couldn't let it go before I did what I did. Okay. But let's go. So I've been having this pain back there. And I noticed in 2020, I had these, it looked like eggs covered in skin. These lumps in the back of my knees. And so the more I worked out, it didn't bother me. As long as I was working out, I ain't have a problem. But when I stopped walking that track, y'all, where that tennis court, when I stopped walking, now it's been about 2-3 months, I feel it. I feel the pain. It hurts. It hurts to walk. It hurts to touch it. It's every bit gout. And the problem is, gout already restricts your mobility and your range of motion anyway. And it don't do nothing but cause pain and kidney stones and everything else that comes along with it. I didn't think about cyst until I spoke with the AI on Facebook. In Messenger, you got this AI system. And I started putting in these symptoms, and they were like a Baker's cyst. And I was like, a Baker's cyst? What in the world is a Baker's cyst? And I was like, well, I ain't going to, I ain't going to say I got this until I get confirmation. But I do know it's painful, it's tender, it's hard to walk. I've been on a cane now for 3 months because of this Baker's cyst. It just got bad. I'm not letting nobody stop me from walking again. I let those men at the park intimidate me and stop me from walking because I didn't want to be SA'd. And I did have a fear of that happening to me at the park, so I stopped walking, stopped getting my goodness in, stopped focusing on my health and gained all this weight now. And I went to the doctor yesterday. Now, it's confirmed I did gain weight. I gained a lot of weight. I have gained like 30 pounds in 4 months. So it's been confirmed since I stopped working out. A lot of weight has came back on me. I pulled my pants down yesterday. The doctor really never has seen my legs or anything before. Never. The doctor that I have now, is as much skin as he has seen, it's just been my chest, and I think he saw my back one time when he gave me an allergy test that they're still charging me for, that was supposed to have been covered by my insurance. But that's the only time that he saw my body. And I just was like, yesterday, I said, I got to show him what I'm going through. Because it ain't going to be no excuse after this. Okay. I pulled down my pants and I showed him a few bruises. Not just one bruise, but a few things that was wrong with me that I have not been talking to y'all about because I don't want to, somebody may be going through the same situation. I don't want to seed plant what I don't know. Then I would be sowing discord. So I waited. And I showed him, I said, look, this thing back here hurts me. Look, I almost forgot it too. And it was right at the end of the conversation when he gets ready to walk out. I said, wait a minute, let me show you this. He said, you already showed me the bruises. I said, no, let me show you this. I said, this right here is why I can't walk right. It hurts so bad. I said, and he was trying to get out the room. I said, no, let me show you. And I pulled down my pants, and these 2 egg-like knots in the back of my knees pop out. I said, look, they splitting. And he said that is called a Baker's cyst. A Baker's cyst. He said you have a Baker's cyst, which means that either your knees got worse or there's something going on with you. Either way, it's something going on with your knees. And I was like, oh, Lord, here we go. So he wrote me a thing to go get x-rays. He said I could go anytime I wanted. I didn't choose to go today because I was like, let me just let these legs lay up in the air all day. I laid in the bed all day. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon right now. I let my legs lay up in the air all day and all night to try to drain as much swelling down as I could out of my knee. Keep in mind, the more swelling there is, the less range of motion and the more pain there is. That's why I didn't get up today. Why ain't this thing working? It ain't even plugged in. Y'all, I'm sitting here messing with it and wondering why it's not working. Let me plug it in. That's what it is, a Baker's cyst. So I will go get x-rays done. I'm not going to tell y'all when, but I just let y'all know what comes out of this. And I pray that it's not bad as it feels. Now, I have had the cyst before in my breast like that. I had the egg-like size, like large egg size cyst in my breast before. I had 7 on one side, and the other side I think had 2 with the mass. So I have experienced what it feels like to stay in pain because of these cysts. These cysts get hot, y'all. They get hot, they get feverish, they can infect you. They can make you really sick. Just so happened I took a course of antibiotics. Y'all remember I was sick and didn't have a voice about 3 weeks ago. And so I was on antibiotics and steroids, and that helped me get through some of the things, some of the pain. But these cysts are very disabling. They can disable you to the point where all you want to do is lay in bed and cry. And it is because of this cyst and those people that were intimidating me at the park that I have stayed in that bed. I mean, I've been getting up, moving and things, but it hurts so bad. If I'm not in the bed, I'm in the chair with my leg propped up because it hurts. And to gain all this extra weight has not helped. So y'all know what I'm doing, right? Y'all know I'm going back on that. I'm going back on the weight loss journey. I don't care. Call it what you want. Mobility journey, weight loss. I just know I got to eat better so I can feel better. I know I just got to move more so that I don't stop moving. That's all I know. I'm going to cook all of this. What am I doing? Pinching off pieces. I'm cooking it all. This is my turkey meat, you hear? But that Baker's cyst, if you ever had one, you will know because it'll put a lump in your skin. And then my sister shows me, she said, well, girl, I got a lot of them. I said, a lot of them? A lot? Y'all, she said she had a lot. Then she proceeds to show them in pictures. And I say, yeah, that's the way the back of my knees look. And I can feel it. But I don't know where I seen this at before. Somebody had a bat, and they were just beating the back of the person's knees to bust the cyst. And they were and somebody had one in their back, and they were beating the back with a little baton or some type of small bat to bust it. So these are cysts. They can become dangerous because, you know, of course, any infection is dangerous. And then when it puts you down where you can't walk like the way I was getting, I'm starting to get better now because I done started back working out. And just in the week that I have been doing knee exercises and walking, it's starting to feel a little better. It's starting to feel more loose, not as tight as it was. But that pain's still there. But that just goes to show us that as we get older, we can't be talking about what we gonna do. We gotta do it. We gotta do it, y'all. Look, our life is too precious. We too beautiful of people not to take care of ourselves. And I hate that I let people make me feel like taking care of me would only make me feel worse. Some people have never been in the situation Y'all, I'm picking up stuff. I'm adding some seasonings to this meat. I don't know what that is like that. But some people have never been in a situation where you have been around people who harass you to the point that you don't wanna take care of yourself out of fear that, hey, if I take care of myself, that's just gonna make them hurt me more. If I do something good for myself, they're just gonna hurt me more. And that was the mentality I had a few months ago. When this year first came in, my mentality was, they're gonna hurt me. That's what it was. I kept saying, if I do start doing better, if I start cleaning up my house and stuff, they're gonna hurt me. And you know what God just let me know? Let them try. Let them try. I ain't gonna let them go, but so far. Boy, I started picking myself back up in May. I started back, trying to clean up and do things that I'm supposed to do anyway, because they was about to take my life through sickness. Not through mental issues, but just through not getting up, moving around, doing anything for myself. You know how many people are living out here that are not doing anything for themselves out of fear? Out of fear, well, if I buy it, they just gonna break it, or if I'm well, they just gonna make me sick again. Listen, you just gotta trust God, because there are mean people out here who depend on you being sick for them to get their praises from whoever they look for praises from. Water break. Y'all be sure to drink plenty of water. We're in a heat wave. We've been in this heat wave since last week, where temperatures are hitting right at 100 degrees or feeling like it's 106 degrees. And that's why a lot of times we're not eating till late. It's just too hot to eat. It is. It's too hot to eat. But then when we do eat, we binge eating. So we gotta work on. We gotta figure something out here. I do got my protein shakes on deck. I'm gonna drink half of this now and the other half later. Fear is something we need to talk more about in our black communities, and most of all communities, really. Because if a white person is fearful, they're gonna do something stupid. If a black person is fearful, or another race, they're gonna do something stupid too. And therefore, none of us are safe from stupidity. Because this fear thing is real. I have been on the wrong side of TikTok lately. I'm not kidding. That wrong side of TikTok, I don't know how I got there, but I'm on the side where it's gangsters and people are talking about gang affiliations and how the rappers are killing each other in Jacksonville and Chicago, gang banging just everywhere. But mostly Chicago, Atlanta, and Florida is where most of the TikToks are showing up on my page now. And I really don't like it. It's sad to see that the fear is so great in these young people's minds that they are willing to kill each other and risk their freedom. You're not going to be free killing somebody. And then when I hear some of them talk, mentally, they are so afraid in their minds of not having or not getting that validation, that street credit. They're not getting that street credit. And that scares them. So they go out and they hurt each other. Or they take each other's life. Just for street cred. So that is it should be a growing concern all over the world. Because this is the future of these young people. And these young people are the ones who are going to be taking care of the old people. So it is a great concern. What does that got to do with a Baker's cyst? On one hand, it really has nothing to do with a Baker's cyst. On the other hand, in my situation, it has a lot to do with it, because it's young people who have been doing a lot of harassment to me. And because of this, I'm not able to take care of myself the way I would want to. And sometimes mentally, it don't always go the way I want it to, because I have been so harassed. And you just never know what they are capable of doing. So yeah, all of this plays part in our life. Y'all, I'm sorry, I'm trying to. And you know who taught them to be insecure? You know who taught these young people to be insecure and fearful like that? The grown-ups. These dumb grown-ups that think they know it all. If any young people are listening to me, if you're around adults that just constantly put you down, just move. Just try to cover your ears, fill your head with good things. Don't fill your head with these bad things, because I've been watching that story of Fulio, and he signed up for death, and that's what we see a lot of the young people doing, is signing up for death. They are signing away their freedom. No man has to take it away. They laying it down, giving them their life. And you know what? They ain't even Jesus. So they can't hold weight like the way Jesus did. Why are you laying down, giving your life away like that? And they taking anybody and everybody else along with them. Yup, they sure will. They taking people along with them. And who are these people? Grandparents, parents. Those are who these people are. Cousins, friends. And it's all for a shoe name, a car. Who's got the baddest car? Who's got the baddest house? No, most of them young boys who died, who claimed they had made so much money, they were still living in the projects. What good did it do? I know I'm kind of away from the Baker's cyst topic, but I do feel like a lot of this is the reason why, like, I'm going through a lot of trials with my body and with the weight gain, because when I started getting harassed and harassed and intimidated, I stopped being the person who I was. I had to change with the season I was in, and I didn't know which way I didn't know what to do, so I just got still. And while I was still, I should have been still taking care of myself. So let me tell you, whenever you get still take care of yourself. Being still does not mean to neglect your body. And that's what I did. I got so scared, just like them guys. I got so scared I didn't use common sense. I ran toward the danger instead of running toward God. Well, I did run to God, but I just won't take care of myself. So I lost that love for self-care and self-love. If that's one way I can put it, is I just lost it. 1 minute I had all this self-love and self-care, and the next minute it was when things started. As long as things were good, I was doing self-love and care. But when things started getting bad, I stopped. I stopped brushing my teeth. I stopped cleaning the house. I stopped going places. I stopped talking to friends, family. I stopped. I isolated myself from everybody. Don't get me wrong, it was necessary too. But how I did it was wrong. Isolation is okay, but how you do it matters. See, when I did it in a way that I took a lot of things out on me. See, when I stopped doing for them, it caused me to stop doing for me too. Yep, it caused me to stop doing for me too. And to this day, I'm mad at me for that. I'm mad at me for that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get back on track. That's all I can do is pick myself up and go forward. Like I said, the working out has been helping. And I feel like there's a call for me to now be able to speak more to women about what I've been through so that they don't let sexual assault stop them. I mean, we're going to be down when things like that happen because you got to think the body has to recover. The mind has to recover. But still, we have to remember that nobody can take care of us like we can. I have seen women that have been through similar situations that I've been through. And we can say this here is women who have been in those narcissistic relationships. See, everything always come back to something bad. Somebody bad is always doing something to try to hurt people. Oh, it sounds like I heard a door. Somebody did something. I hear something. Don't know what. But it goes back to all of that. When you're around bad people, bad-spirited people, you can feel when a person got a bad spirit. You can feel it. You can tell when their spirit bad. Everything changes when they come around. The wind stop blowing. The air goes stale. And your hair stand up on the back of your head because you know you're around somebody that's evil. That could be family members, your own children, friends. I know this woman, she had about 11 children. All her children were evil. Every one of them, they were evil. And we used to wonder, why that woman always shooting at her kids like that? But them kids were bad. And they was adults bad. They were bad as kids and they were bad as adults. You got to, well, you don't got to do anything. I'm just talking here. I don't know who can relate to things like this, but when you start getting sick like that, you know you've already gone too far. I went too far. And that's why I'm feeling it in my physical body. Because mentally, there were things I didn't handle. Or maybe I brushed them off too soon. There was pain. The pain started emotionally first. And I didn't pay attention to the pain. Instead, I brushed it off. In most cases, I went numb to the pain. Because nobody wants to think of somebody taking their body and touching all over them without their permission. Nobody wants to wake up and see bruises. And then when you try to get help, you're told, well, just lock your doors. Or you're told, what was it I got told? I just got told this too. Do you have a therapist? You know, of course by now I probably do need another therapist, but do you think that's my fault that somebody came in and did that? That's not my fault that somebody came in and did that. And to be honest, you can't ever tell a person how to respond to any type of crisis or trauma. Because you don't even know how you will respond until you be in that situation. Until you've been in that situation, only thing you can do is really listen and be there for a person. And what I mean by be there, you might need to be the one to tell them, hey, look, you want me to do your hair? You want me to fix you something to eat? You may have to do things like that. That might be being there for somebody. But it's sad out here to see women like me who are over 40 and we're still going through we're still getting these assaults now in our homes. When I was young and running the streets, I expected things bad to happen because I was in the wrong places at the wrong time with the wrong people. But once I got home, this is the place where you don't expect bad things to happen. This is the place where you come to lay your head down, to rest, to have your peace. And I lost that peace here for a moment. I lost that peace here. And once them guys started scaring me, because what happened, every time I was going to the park to walk, the same guy would pull up in this big red truck, and he started grabbing at himself. And sometimes he would like walk around holding his stomach. And the areas that he was holding was actually areas I would be hurting in. I would be already hurting in those areas, and I'm like, how does he know that? Don't tell me that's not scary. That's scary. This is the aftermath of trauma, of ongoing trauma. And it comes with the binge eating. So much that goes along with this. So much. But y'all, I'm done for right now talking. I will come back later on maybe and talk some more. I don't know. Don't take my word for it. This is the one thing I cannot tell you when I'm coming on this podcast. But I hope you learned a little something about Baker's cyst on here today. It's a sack full of fluid that's in the back of your knees, and it hurt. It's painful. Can I give y'all some more information on? Let me just read y'all this. A fluid-filled cyst behind the knee, a Baker's cyst, is usually the result of knee joint conditions such as arthritis or torn cartilage that cause the knee to produce too much fluid. Symptoms when they occur may include a bulge and tight feeling behind the knee. Sometimes a Baker's cyst will disappear on its own. Mild symptoms can often be controlled by modifying activities. Other treatment options include pain relief medications, physical therapy, or a cortisone shot, or fluid drainage with a needle. You know what? I think this is what my mom had. If I'm not mistaken, I remember my daughter telling me that one time, I don't know, I might be wrong, that when her knee got like that, they had to give her a shot of steroids in her knee, and they had to one time drain the fluid out of her knee. And this is, y'all, this is it. It's painful. I couldn't stand. My granddaughter just bumped my toe. She didn't even bump my whole foot. She barely touched me, and it had me screaming like a baby. Okay, y'all, that's it. Check behind your knees. Feel and see if you got any lumps. My sister's cyst was not behind her knees. Hers was on her neck and on her shoulder. That's where she showed hers at. Her neck and her shoulder. And I remember when we was younger, she had a big one on her wrist that she had cut out. So y'all, if you in some pain and you keep catching fevers on your body and you don't know why, you could have a Baker's cyst. Now, I'm not saying everybody got one. But anyway, y'all, peace, love, and happiness. I'm finna enjoy these tacos.